So sorry that I didn't get to cover it all last week because I didn't have an episode on Friday due to some scheduling things. Was Cooper Kupp? He finally signed somewhere. We didn't know what was going to happen with him. Up until the Rams released him last week, it was like, okay, are they going to trade him somewhere? If so, where could he go? Maybe they'll keep him. Nope, they signed Devontae Adams. They're definitely not going to keep him. So okay, Cooper Kupp's going to get traded, but if he doesn't get traded, he's going to get released. That's out there. Okay, well, if teams know that he's going to get released, who's actually going to sign him, right? So, as with a lot of times when a player is ultimately going to get released, he does, and he ends up signing with the Seattle Seahawks. So, Cooper Kupp is obviously from Seattle. Well, from Washington, not Seattle, but Seattle is his hometown team. He, is a very talented player a few years ago when he was lighting the world on fire, both in the regular season and then winning a Super Bowl MVP. He hasn't quite come back to that level of play these last few years, but I do think it's an interesting move. So it's a 3-year and $45 million deal, so $15 million a year. It's actually a little higher than I thought he was going to get. I thought if the Rams are giving up on Cooper Kupp, then he's probably washed, right? And if he's washed, who's going to sign him? But the Seattle Seahawks are certainly in a position where they're kind of reinventing what they're doing on offense. So they traded Geno Smith to the Raiders. They traded DK Metcalf to the Steelers. And they signed Sam Darnold, who is coming off of what I believe should have been comeback player of the year. I know Joe Burrow came back from injury, but Sam Darnold came back from potentially not being a viable player in the league, let alone a starter. But, he's come in. Now he's with the Seahawks. He's going to be the man going forward. And to complement that, they've added Cooper Kupp to, potentially help this new look Seattle offense compete in the NFC West. And I'm sure getting released by the Rams sucked. And I'm sure that going to a division rival didn't suck. Getting the offer to play for a team that's going to play your former team 2 times a year had to be quite enticing for Cooper Kupp. And then the money is good, right? Like the money is, I think, higher than what many of us probably assumed Cooper Kupp was going to get from any team, unless it was a team like, I don't know, the Patriots, who had a ton of cap space and the need for a veteran wide receiver there. Ultimately, they would go on and sign Mac Hollins to try to fill out their roster, but I think probably even you'd probably still prefer Kupp on the decline over Mac Hollins. I like Mac Hollins, and I'll always like him for catching that insane pass from Fitzpatrick against the Raiders, the Braille Mary one. But yeah, very interesting move for the Seahawks here. If you're a Seahawks fan, how do you feel about the signing? If you're a Rams fan, how do you feel about Kupp going to a division rival? Let me know in the comments.